guys, and welcome to DoubleBuff.net's newest champion guide. This guide's going to be featuring Graves, the Outlaw. For my masteries when playing Graves, I run a very standard 2190 mastery page, making sure to take points in Executioner and Veteran Scars for more powerful burst and additional health, which synergizes with Graves' passive. As for my runes, again I run standard armor seals, attack damage marks, flat magic resist glyphs, and flat attack damage quints. You can trade out your glyphs for magic resist per level or attack speed if you don't see ability power spells affecting you in lane or late game. Flat magic resist glyphs are a must against AP heavy bot lanes such as Nunu and Kog'Maw. For summoner spells, I run Flash Ignite for extra mobility and burst. You can trade out Ignite for heal if you would like more sustain in lane and plan on being passive. For Graves' skill order, you will want to focus on maxing collateral damage and buckshot whenever possible. You will want to take a point into quick draw at level 2 for more mobility and damage, and put 2 points into smokescreen by level 8 because at this time you should be able to one-shot caster minions with just your buckshot and smokescreen, allowing you to push waves more effectively. This also increases the slow amount and decreases the cooldown. After that, max Quick Draw and then Smokescreen last, as Quick Draw is Graves' main steroid in teamfights. As for Graves' item build, you will want to start with boots and 3 potions unless you know your lane will be wanting to get first blood and you can sustain very well with a support like Soraka. I still recommend boots and 3 pots for every matchup. For your first back, you'll want around 1400 to 2000 gold so you can buy 2 Dorans, Berserker's Greaves, and a Vampiric Scepter. If you don't have that much money, don't be afraid to back and start building towards these items. On Graves, you will want to get the 2 Doran's Blades first before you get the Vampiric Scepter or tier 2 boots, as his burst is far better than his sustain. Once you have these 4 items completed, start looking to build either an Infinity Edge or a Bloodthirster. I will normally always go for an Infinity Edge if I am winning my lane, as the critical strikes deal massive damage with Quick Draw. However, Bloodthirster offers you more damage through skills and sustain through auto attacks, so you will want to pick this over Infinity Edge if you need the sustain. Next, you should be looking to buy a Phantom Dancer, and then an Infinity Edge or Bloodthirster depending on which one you bought first. For your last 2 items, they should be very reactionary to the opposing team's comp and item builds. If they are heavy on disables or have a suppression, you will want to pick up a QSS. If they are stacking armor, you will want to go for a Last Whisper. If they are primarily a burst heavy team and their damage falls off after their burst, you will want a GA. And if you don't see your opponents building much armor as of late game, you can pick up a Black Cleaver because the less armor they have, the more effective Black Cleaver is. The cutoff is around 100 armor for Last Whisper being more effective than Black Cleaver. To start off the game, you will first need to see if you need to follow your team for an invade. If not, you can look to take golems or wolves depending on which side of the map you are on. You can also deny the opposing team trying to get theirs, but this is risky and should be done with caution. During the laning phase, your job consists of a few priorities. Your first priority is to not miss a single CS. This is done by a lot of practice. If you are consistently missing CS, you only have yourself to blame for being weaker than your enemies. Your second priority is to trade effectively and initiate with your support. The best time to trade with your opponent is when they are moving into auto attack a CS and you don't need to. You can get a free auto attack on them during this time. However, you want to make sure you don't take too much minion aggro from this. To win trades more often than not, try to get more minions than the opponents have by pushing the lane. This will make more minions attack your opponent during the trade, as well as you having the possibility of being a higher level because you have already gotten the XP from the minions. Your third priority is to be watching the minimap at all time, at least in the corner of your eye. Dying in lane as AD gets you the furthest behind than any lane, as there's more people to punish you for being underleveled and underfarmed. Your fourth priority is pushing the lane and controlling dragons. If you can outpush your opponents and you see that there is no jungler or mid pressure on your lane, you will want to try and get the tower as early as possible. This puts extra pressure on bot, relieving pressure from other lanes, and gives your team more map control and gold. Contrary to popular belief, there is no downside to taking down towers unless your support is low on wards. This causes you to not be able to push out as far. Your fifth priority is warding. The reason this is last is because although it really isn't your job to ward, you should still help out your support, as you and I both know that you had at least 75 gold a few times when you backed. You want to do this earlier in the game, as closer to mid-game, you will almost always have 6 item slots filled. During teamfights, your most important jobs are positioning and kiting. Perfect positioning and kiting will be a frontline tank or bruiser trying to dive you the entire fight, you never take damage, and kill him from 100 to 0. This is what you should strive for every teamfight. As an AD carry, you should have at least your support defending you. With quick draw and flash, however, you should be able to get away from just about everything. Your position should always be in the back. This means wherever your opponent's entrance is going to be, you should have 4 champions in front of you every fight. Once you take out the closest, highest priority target, you should get in closer range to deal more damage with your buckshot. An effective trick to practice every game will be moving in between auto attacks. This is made easier with faster movement speed and faster attack speed. However, just right-clicking on an enemy once in a team fight isn't the best course of action. You should be moving closer or further away depending on the situation. Always remember that you are the most important person that needs to stay alive for every team fight, which means that you can never die first. Graves plays well with every support, as he can be aggressive, passive, and sustain himself as well. This is why he is always a safe pick. He is countered by true damage because his passive makes him much tankier, and counters squishy champions as he has too much burst for them to handle. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to check out DoubleBuff.net for our newest champion guides.